Wanted to switch the background and the scenery a little bit for you guys. Good morning, good evening, whatever time that it shall be where you are. I'm your host, Shantae Houston, and these are my Chronicles 101. I like to always say I'm not an expert. I'm just me giving my opinion and my 2 cents. You can agree or we can agree to disagree. So today we're going to talk about trans violence. When I think about this subject, my question is, why is there so much hate and animosity in the Black trans community? What can we do to prevent these violent acts from happening towards our Black trans women? Why are these acts of violence even happening amongst the Black trans community? And kind of just go over some of the stigma that's associated with why Black trans women are being beaten or killed at a rapid rate. Some may say, most will say, that the stigma is that Black trans women are not being honest with who they are when they are meeting or talking to these men. Let's get into that for a little bit. What are y'all thoughts? When a trans individual meet a guy, do you agree or think that it's right for them to just come out flat out and say, hey, before I pass you my number or before I talk to you, I just want you to know that I'm a trans woman? Like, what are your thoughts? How do y'all feel that trans women should approach these situations? Because most of the time, the men is coming on to the trans individual. And some people say, well, it's not fair because the men don't know. I mean, whose fault is that? Is that the trans individual or is the man? I don't really feel like it's anybody's fault. I just feel like if somebody's out and you attracted to them, even if a man don't know that that's a trans person, because that's where to me, in my opinion, that's where it get messy at. Like a man on approach a trans woman, and then like they find out they trans, they get all upset, ready to fight, kill, and I don't understand why. If you approach a trans woman not knowingly because you feel that they're attracted, because most of them are attracted, do that make you gay because you're attracted to someone who's appearing to be real fish or real woman? Let me not say these terms. I'm talking from a cisgender person's point of view. So I'm not going to use all those terms. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone. I'm just having a real conversation here. So when a guy approaches a trans woman not knowing that she's a trans because he's attracted to her, that does not make you gay. I need you men to stop getting in y'all feelings. Stop letting society dictate to you that you're less than a man or that you gay because you approached a trans woman not knowing that this individual is a trans person. We take stuff to heart and you let people hype you up. It's that peer pressure. Oh, you were talking to that nigga. Y'all know the rah-rah behind it. And I need men to stand up and start being men. What's so wrong about, oh, my bad, I'm not into trans women, and walk away? Why do it got to end up that trans woman has to be brutally attacked or killed or cussed out or almost beaten to death? Why do they have to be the outcome because you simply approached someone that you really didn't know what their gender was? No one's judging you for that. If you don't know, you don't know. I just need those answers to that question. And I'm going to do a part 2 on this because I want to have some men, straight men, come in and like get on a panel and we have a real discussion about these things. I'm just bringing it to the forefront so maybe you can get your thoughts and your questions and your opinions on how you feel about this matter and what you think, how we could like stop this violence against our trans women because of a minor misunderstanding. Now, or if you are a trans woman and you are talking to a man and you're not being honest, then that's another issue, and that is a problem. Because if you are not being honest and you're tricking or thinking maybe down the line I can get this guy to like me, you are wrong. You are out of line. It's not right. It's not fair. I'm not saying that anybody should bring any harm to you because you're not disclosing your not disclosing that you were disclosing your birth gender. You know, if you haven't had all the surgery and stuff, like it's not being honest. And that's how that's how some of my girls get into these situations. No, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying we have to take some responsibility as well as trans women. We have to take some responsibility in some of this. Not all the girls, because like I say, most girls are being honest, but we got those that's not. So we need to do better in that angle. Like I say, it doesn't warrant or give anybody the right to put their hands on you, to harm you, to murder you, or anything. But at the same time, we have to start being honest. I'm not saying when you meet a guy that you just have to just start unpacking your baggage on them. No. Because when we meet guys, we're not going to say, oh, I got 12 kids. You just don't do that. It's just a simple exchange of numbers. I don't feel like a girl should have to just air out their dirty laundry and y'all just exchange the numbers. We don't even know where it's going to go. But in my opinion, I do feel like if you've been talking to this guy for maybe a month, couple of weeks, and it might be going deep, and y'all might be you feel like it's getting heavy. I do feel like you need to take a moment. I'm not saying do it like in public. Well, I would say public because then you don't want nobody to hurt you, that you'll have people around you. But me personally, I would do it over the phone in the safety of my own home and just let him know, hey, I know we've been talking for like a month or two, and I seem like it's probably getting, it probably could go somewhere, but I just want to be honest with you and disclose to you that I'm a transgender woman. Hey, it's up to him to decide if he want to further communicate with that person or he want to cut it off. As I'm sitting here saying this to myself, I'm thinking like, it's still not, I'm not going to say it's not being honest because I just feel like you don't have to tell everybody everything about you so soon. That's the point of day. Like, we don't get to know people. We just want to go jump straight into the bed with them. But we need to get to know one another. But I just need everybody's opinion on that because, this is just my opinion. That don't mean that I'm right. It don't mean that that's the right approach. This is just me talking. I don't know. When is a good time to let a person know that I'm a trans woman? I can sit up here and tell you all day long that, I'll do it if you want to get my number. I'm trans. I could say that, but I'm not a trans person. So I'm just speaking from out of my head. I don't know how they feeling because it's so much danger, so much they always, it's a dangerous situation. It could also be, you can put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. Basically, it's just like how, I think we're just gonna have to have a on that. How and when is it appropriate for a trans woman to let a guy know that she is trans? When is a good time? Do you tell them before you exchange numbers? Do you wait and talk to them and see how things are going? Like, how do we do that? So that's something we're gonna piggyback out on. So we're gonna get back into talking about violence. But I brought that up because I know that's one of the stigmas that or now I ain't gonna say stigma, like some of the crazy people in society thinks that that's the main reason why trans girls are dying or getting attacked. They think that that's appropriate because someone's not disclosing their gender to the person, letting people know that they're trans. I just feel like no, that's not a good reason. And just talking about it, like I said, the stigma is that trans women are not being honest. It's just like my question is, when are they supposed to be honest? Like, I just not gonna run around telling people, "Oh, I'm trans, I'm trans, I'm trans." Like, that's their business. But I do feel like when it's time to start sleeping with someone, or you're getting um romantically involved, that yes, you should disclose that information. But just simply having a conversation with someone, when is the appropriate time? So that's one stigma that I know that is being tossed around. And that's the reason why Black trans women are getting beat or murdered. And let's talk about another one that society likes to skip by or don't want to address. They just always want to blame the trans, the trans, the trans. Well, let's talk about trade. What about when trade is not being honest or being comfortable about their sexual preference? Let's talk about that. Because it's guys, and when I mean by trade, people who don't know the term trade, it's down low guys. Guys, men that appear to be what did I say appear? They're masculine men, but they're attracted to other men, or they're attracted to trans women, and they also like women as well. So I guess they bisexual. But they real down low because you still sleeping with guys, or you sleeping with these trans girls because you're not being honest with yourself, and you're not being honest with other people. And then when the world finds out, your homeboys, your family members, the first thing you think to do is go attack the trans woman or the man that you're undercoverly sleeping with. Why? Attack yourself. You're the one that's not being honest. You're the one who's hiding what you prefer sexually. Why do another person have to die because you're not being honest with who you are? Why? Society can beat you down. They will chew you up and spit you out. They will. But it's 2021. And even though it's 2021, a lot of people still not comfortable with who they are or what they're attracted to. And it's still a big deal, and people want to try to kill the person who they're sleeping around with undercoverly because they don't want people to know. If you're not confident, or like my grandmama just always told me, I stand on that. If you got to sneak and hide to do something, you shouldn't be doing it. Now, when you're not ready to come out, but you and this person is having a relationship and y'all both agree for whatever the reasons that, you know, your family's not accepting, you don't want to deal with society. Like, if y'all come to a common agreement and you don't want anybody to know that this is what you're doing, this is who you're attracted to, this is who you with, I feel like that's fair too, because nobody has a right to tell nobody who they can love, who can they sleep with. That's no one's business but yours. But I feel like we can't be selfish and want our partner to run and be, you know, like you could be comfortable with who you are, but your partner's not. But you know, we be want to bring our partner, oh, this is who I'm dating, this is who I love. And so it's kind of selfish for the other person because they got to hide you and this person is living free. But it's the same thing. We just have to take responsibility. If you're in a relationship or you're dating a guy that's not comfortable with his sexuality, I don't think it's your business to tell his business to anybody else. But most of the time we get selfish, we get impatient, and we don't want people to know, you know, what we're doing. We don't want to be a secret. But is that fair to your partner? And that can cause someone to snap and want to hurt you because you're mad because you feel like they're hiding you and you can't brag about this, my man, this who I'm with. or they might not be willing to play. Like I know some people is gay for pay. It's just so many avenues behind this conversation. And when soon as that person don't want to pay or play, the first thing the girls want to do, I'm gonna expose you. We have to stop putting ourselves in these situations that's causing some of this violence towards the trans community. Like everybody's gonna have to take a responsibility. I understand that Joe don't want to pay this week, and you feel like, oh, Joe ain't gonna pay, Joe gonna get exposed. We gotta stop doing those type of things, ladies. We're gonna have to. That's not the. It's other way. It's more than one way to skin a cat, as my grandma say. It's more than one way, especially when it can cause harm, hurt, or danger to you. Ask yourself, is it worth it exposing Joe? Like, it's just so many avenues that we have to approach and talk about. Like, really dig deep into this. But I just wanted to bring the conversation to a head to get everybody's feet wet. Because it's an uncomfortable conversation. And I know it's going to get heated. It might get ugly. But those are just some of the conversations that come up when we talk about violence in the trans community. About it, both angles. Trans women not being honest with who they are, and these down low or trade guys not being honest who they are. That's two stigmas. Let's talk about the third one, the gay for pay. Some people, I've heard that they really not gay, but for that money, they're willing to do any and everything. You know what they say, money is the root to all evil. I just feel like if you're willing to go that far, but you consider yourself not gay because you just need some money, like, I don't know how I feel about that one either, because I just feel like if you're not that way, I ain't doing it for pay or nothing else, because I'm not going to be with another woman for the money. Well, I don't know, maybe. No, let me stop here. But so I guess maybe if the pay is right, maybe they will. I don't know. I had to sit up here and think about that to myself. Girl, if somebody come give me $1 million to be with a woman, what you gonna do, MS.SHUNTAE girl? What is you gonna do? I had to stop myself as I'm talking and thought about that. So maybe you can be gay for pay. Ooh, that's why I like talking about stuff, because it makes your mind, it massages the brain and make you dig deep, make you think. Because I'm just gonna sit up there and say, because I ain't gonna be with another one. But if the price is right, I just might. But I'm being serious here. I just want to bring up these different stigmas. And the last one that I want to address, let's just talk about the sick psychopaths. Because some people are just sick, they evil, they mind twisted, and they just murder and hatred and violence is all thing on their brain. And it's just people, when I say psychopath, there could be many. Like I said, there could be the sick people who just going around killing and hurting people, or it could be people that's not comfortable in their own skin. For example, me and my girls, we all went to the fair one year. We was at the fair, we was doing our thing, we was having fun. We were just out and about. And we was standing there, we was getting ready to buy some more tickets. So we was kind of standing by the Fletcher's corn dog stand. And as we standing there counting our tickets, trying to see how many more we need, what we was finna go eat, or what other rides we were gonna ride. You know how you just hear a whole bunch of noise? You know, you just be like, you just hear somebody. And I look back, it was a guy at the corn dog stand. He was tuned into Malaysia. He was sitting back there, he was huffing and puffing. He was having, this dude done lost his mind. He was back there angry. We hadn't went to the booth. We hadn't said nothing to him. He was just back there all angry and upset just because Malaysia's present. Oh, I was like, Malaysia, do you know him? He was like, Mama, I don't know him, but if he come across that counter, I'm going to whoop his ass. I said, yeah, we going to whoop his ass, because here we is, me and my kids and some of their friends. We at the fair enjoying our time and our life, and you telling me Jess Malaysia's presence is making you have an out-of-body experience like that? Like you finna jump this counter and cause harm to her? No, we was gonna whoop him. We was. Let's talk about it. Because people always want to act like trans women or trans individual brings on this violence. And it's just not true. Because that's a prime example how me and my kids and their friends was out at the state fair enjoying ourselves, and here this idiot or this damn fool standing over here at this corn dog acting a fool, all because of Malaysia's presence. Who has the problem? Him or Malaysia? Malaysia wasn't studying him, didn't look at him, didn't touch him. She did anything to provoke or trigger this. We're just simply standing in the middle of the fair, waiting to get other tickets and see what we was gonna do. And this dude over here at the corn dog having a whole meltdown, acting like he ready to jump the counter and cause harm to Malaysia. Then as soon as we would have whooped his behind and sent him on his way, then the news articles would have been blowing up with all these stigma and all this bull crap. You know, it's just like, no. It's just not, those just not things that's just happening. It happens, but in that situation, that just wasn't one of them. We were just simply minding our business. Other examples, when I say psychopaths, we can go to a restaurant, you know, because I have been to the out to eat with Malaysia and her other trans friends. Soon as we walk in the restaurant, everybody stop eating, everybody look around and focus on us. Why? What's wrong? We can't eat. Trans people don't supposed to eat. They can't go to a restaurant. I can't enjoy my child and her friends, or my child and her friends can't go out to eat. It's just like, it just be so much focus. I don't understand it. I'm just basically being honest and telling y'all how we could just, things are not provoked, but we're just going somewhere to eat, going to the fair, minding our business, and people have something negative to say, giving you those dirty looks. Why? Is it something wrong with the trans individual, or is it something wrong with you? Like, as a society and people, we got to do better. What they eat don't make you shit. So why do you care that she wants to live her life as a woman? Why do it offend people so much? I really want to know. If no one's bothering you, hitting on you, trying to sleep with you, sneak with you, why you care what gender this person wants to be? Why? No one's peeping through your window, because ain't nobody perfect. Everybody got shit. Backpacks of it, full of it. But no one's turning your life upside down, digging in trying to unpack your junk. I just really want to know, why is this so hard for individuals to let trans people live out loud? Why is it so offensive to you? If you're not trans, if you're not gay, if you're not why do you care who Malaysia sleeping with? Why do you care how Malaysia wear her hair, what type of clothes she wear? Why? Just make it make sense. And speaking of that, I can give y'all an example. I work in retail. And you know, some people come in there with rollers on their head, they come in there with gowns on. You know, you be looking like, that's how you come to the store. Like, my grandma would beat me all across my head if I go out in public like that. So sometimes you can bring unwanted attention to you. Because Malaysia didn't wear no clothes. Malaysia barely wore clothes. Me and her got into it about that. It's like, girl, you need to put on some clothes. Like, it's a time and a place. When you're on that block, if you want to be half naked or naked, then maybe that's a place to be appropriately naked. You might say, oh, I can wear what I want to wear, free wear. But you're bringing unprovoked and unnecessary look, stirs, and violence towards you. Because I know when people come in my store and they half dressed or got on a freaking robe at 4 o'clock in the evening with rollers on their head and house shoes. That bothers me. Oh, it do. Even when people come up to the school, parents, you picking up your kids, it's 3 o'clock in the evening. I don't see a parent get out the car. I'm talking about full pajamas, robe, house shoes. Like, that's so inappropriate and it's embarrassing for the child. And that's why I used to tell them, like, you need to put on some clothes. You're not going to be going around with me with this, with nothing on. Like, it's just embarrassing. It's just unwanted attention that I don't want. What's wrong with you? Malaysia had some times where she dressed nice and decent. I can roll with you. But I can't roll with you half dressed. And it wasn't just Malaysia. I have an older daughter. And she used to dress real provocative. And I wouldn't go nowhere with her. She another one that have on some pajamas in the middle of the day. Where you going? You ain't going nowhere with me. That's just how I was raised. Like, you do not go to the grocery store in your night clothes. You don't have rollers in your head going up to the school or in the store. You wear those things to sleep. And I'm telling you, my grandmama will knock fire out of us if we went to a school or go to a grocery store or things like that. That's just respect in the background of being raised. So I used to get on the ledge about that because some stuff you bring on yourself. Am I saying it's right? No. Because ain't nobody got no business putting their hands on you because you got your booty cheeks out and your titties showing. Your mama can, because I will not fight. If you don't get in there and put on some clothes, where you going? Because I done it. Ask my oldest. Ask Shay. If Malay was here, she'll tell you too. No, you don't put on some clothes. I'm not going nowhere with you. You need to dress appropriate. It's a time and a place for everything, and you're not going anywhere with me half dressed like that. That's just the way my grandma raised us, and that's the same way I'm gonna raise them. You want respect. You have to present yourself presentable. Like, I can't go to my job in no racist sexual lingerie. It's a dress code. Like, no. So I'm gonna look upside your head, but I wouldn't dare. Like my grandmama say, you could be somewhere, you could get sick, you could fall out. I always have on clean underclothes. My grandmama used to always say that because anything can happen. She would always say, too, keep me some bus fur. Like, if you're going on a date with these guys and stuff, and they might put you out the car, you might not want to even know they put you out. You better have you some gas fur or some phone where you can call somebody. All that stuff just go together, you know? And I'm not down in nobody. I'm not condoning the sin that those things should happen to you because of the way you dress or act. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying we need to take some responsibility in some of this. We do. Because I used to tell Malaysia, baby, it's just certain places you shouldn't go. Or it's just places you shouldn't be. It's certain people you shouldn't hang around. Yeah. My grandma used to say all the time, baby, that person ain't your friend. That person mean you no good. And I'm a believer of that. And my grandma used to be dead on. When she tell me somebody was my friend and one for me, 9 out of 10 times they wouldn't. And I used to tell my kids the same thing. And they can sit up here and tell you some of them people I told them about, they found out about. Parents have wisdom beyond your years. And y'all might want to listen to y'all parents. We don't know everything. We're not perfect. But it's some stuff we can tell you because we're older. We have wisdom. We've seen things you haven't seen. We've experienced things you haven't experienced. It was the same thing with my mom. My mom used to tell us stuff I ain't listen. I'm going to touch the fire hot. Let me touch it and see how hot it is. I would do that type of stuff. You been a child before? So you know. But once again, I'm going to always say, my grandma said a ball lesson is better than one told. I was just the type of child, if you telling me, I'd rather take somebody telling me than experiencing half of the stuff. But sometimes I will bump my head. Yeah. Some stuff I was able to share with my grandma. Oh, granny, you told me this, and you were sure right. And then there's some stuff I never got to share with her because she passed. But I encourage you young folks, to kind of listen to your parents. One thing I keep on saying, and it goes for the truth, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a relationship, a partnership, whatever it is, the key is communication. And if people not honest and telling you stuff, you got to ask yourself, are these people for me? Are they really my friends? Do they really mean me any good? Because a real friend gonna tell you. Because if we going out, baby, and we all looking good and we all popping our shit, and then here you come and you looking like boo. No, girl, you can't wear that. I'm gonna need you to try it. Oh, girl, they don't look good. Here, try this. Don't just try to make a person feel low, but just be like, I think this will look better with that. Or now, girl, we're not gonna wear that. You have to be honest with one another. Communication, like talk to people. Don't be, oh, I'm your friend, so I'm gonna lie to you. That's not what real friends do. And ask yourself, are these people really my friends? Or these people really for me? It don't have to just be your friend, it could be your family member. You'll be surprised how people, I hate to say when use other people jealous. That's the first time people want to say it. But in reality, it can be jealousy. Or it could be somebody wants something to happen to you. You just don't know. But I was just saying, I like to say that you can find yourself in situations like trouble is easy to get into, but hard to get out of. And before you can blink, you could be in a situation over something so minor as to putting some clothes on your ass. Or just telling a person, no, I'm in a relationship. I don't pass time. I know I want to talk to you. Just things like that. It's just gonna be so simple. But it is situations where you just can't help. You just end up in situations that is out of your control. Is that your problem? No, it's those psychopaths. Because unfortunately, we live in a world of evil. It's evil on this earth. And we have to be steadfast and ready when the devil attacks. So if you can avoid the devil, like the Bible scripture says, resist the devil and he shall flee. Yeah, that's scripture, baby. But sometimes people want to take on the devil. But I really want to get into these topics a little more and deeper, but I want to get others' feedback and want to know what y'all think. Because this is going to be a part 2 to this one. Like I say, I just kind of put it out there, then I'll piggyback on it on another date and we'll get a panel going. And we just will dig into some of these topics because we're going to stop trying to blame the trans women for these attacks and these murders. We're going to stop that. We're going to stop letting trade get off the hook and not holding them accountable as well. Be true to who you are. And if you don't want to be honest, that's okay too. We just need to have these honest conversations with one another so we can hold each other accountable so we can stop some of these murders. Stop some of these acts of violence. We ain't going to be able to stop them all because like I said, got these psychopaths. I'm going to have to get an expert on her to deal with these psychopaths because I don't think it's nothing we can do but stay out their way for the psychopaths. But for the main 2 issues that I know people claim is a accurate or legit reason for people to harm our trans community, we're going to dig deep into that. We're going to stop that. And so, like I say, at every end of every segment, my favorite scripture, 1 Peter 4:8. I can't help it. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient. Burn one another in love. I just really want y'all to dissect that scripture as well. Because that says a mouthful. It means a lot. And I feel like if we are doers of the word and just not hearers of the word, we could prevent a lot of those things as well. Once again, thank you for joining and listening. And until next week again, let's explore what it means to support not just each other, but our loved ones. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.